Hey guys, welcome back. So I think we're gonna start with summons. And then I don't know, do Aura Gate or something. So they are doing Reaper Demons again. And the great part, parchment pieces. It's a guaranteed Reaper pull, so I am totally doing that. I also have a story to tell. I was called by a social security scam. So I'm going to talk about that while we'll do PvP, though I've been really sucking this time. It's been bad. Okay, so we're going to pull Ikusa, Kushanada, Apis, Ifrit, Tamlin, Horkos, Mermaid, Kushanada, that one, Fornius, and that's it. Typical pulls. Alright. I am hoping for a Nurgle or a Mott. Those are the ones that I want the most. I do not want another Orcos. Please. And look at that. Freaking lovely. Ugh. Gosh dang it. That's kind of irritating. I think that's like more than irritating to me. Like, seriously? Come on. Anyway. We're gonna use our 4 things. Okay, we got Charge, Zanma, another Zanma, and a Wild Breath. Someone uses Wild Breath, right? I think so. Is it Ku? Or is it... So I think I'm going to do all 5 steps. I think that's what I'm going to do it. I am doing it. Agility. I don't know who would really need agility. What's this? 70% chance to inflict weak. Huh. I wonder who I could put that on. Binge eating. Someone has that, right? I don't remember who. Oh, is it Heka? I think so. Oh, Dark Boost. Don't know who to put that on because I don't really have anyone that does that. Null Force. A whole bunch of my demons could use that. That's not too bad. Oh my gosh, my gems have never been that low before. Oh, it hurts. I don't want to see that. Oh, take it away. Oh, goodness. Okay, we're gonna do PvP. And I'm probably gonna suck even more because I'm gonna be talking. Okay, so 2 or 3 days ago, I got called by a social security scam. Their spiel is They say that there was an alert on your social security number, and well, I'm definitely gonna lose if Masakato's on here. Oh gosh, and Mott. We'll see. They say that they found a rented car down at the border in Texas that's registered to a house number, or like a house in Austin, Texas, and they said the house. So I said, well, my husband lives at that address. You just said his address. And he's like, what? Are you serious? Because, it's fake. Or just like some random thing. So they don't expect people to say, oh yeah, I live there or whatever. So I don't know why, but he believes me. I'm just like, okay. So I say, yeah, my husband lives there. And they had a previous address. They didn't have my current address. So I confirmed things. And especially, they don't know where I live right now. So I'm not going to tell them, oh, I live somewhere else. So, I also say that that car that was abandoned was mine. And he was like, and again, he was like, what? Are you kidding me? He's like, I'm sorry, there's no way. And I'm like, yeah, that's my car. And they told me the make and model. And he's like, well, what kind of car is it? And I'm like, it's a Toyota. And he's like, okay, well, what model? And I'm like, it's a Corolla. He's like, oh, okay, well, what year? And I'm like, how am I supposed to know? I'm not going to say a random year because they probably have like a year on hand just in case. But I was like, yeah, I have a Corolla and it's with my husband or whatever. It's hilarious. But they said that there was drugs in the car and stuff like that, All that fun stuff. So it's funny because it seems like they believe me. Anyway. He said he said that I was on a recorded line and I had to be truthful and honest. And he started asking questions. Yeah. That's exactly what I wanted. So, so he started asking me questions, like random questions. He asked how many cars we have. I said 10, under my husband's name, none under my name. They were specifically asking about me. I was like, well, we have 10 cars, but none are under my name. And then he asked, do I have bank accounts? So, he asked if I have any bank accounts in my name. I told him I have a joint account with my husband. But we have other accounts, but they're all under my husband's name. So, I'm going to do it anyway. I don't really care. Because I can always rely on. So then he asks, how much money do I have in this joint account? I tell him that my husband withdrew a large amount from this bank account. And that he left me with $1,000. Okay? He left me with $1,000 in the account. He's gonna, oh thank goodness. What color is this one anyway? Okay. I got lucky. Because I'm not going to tell him I have a ridiculous amount, you know? So anyway, he asks more. I even changed my... I couldn't exactly change my first name, but I kind of changed my last name. Just a slight variation. And then I lowered my age to what it really is. So then, he said that he was going to send me to the sheriff. Can't remember that guy's name. Fake name. So he transferred me over. We talk a little bit, and I start to really put in the emotional, like, guilty tone of voice, you know? And I was like, and I told him that I was going to be truthful, and that I was really scared about being in trouble, and that I confessed that me and my husband traffic drugs. Yeah. I told him that. And he was surprised. Because they don't expect to hear that at all. He was like, what? Are you kidding me? You're confessing to these crimes? And I'm like, yeah. I explained, said my husband was in Pennsylvania at the moment selling drugs. It's random state. I mean, he was near there, so that's why I kind of chose it. I chose the state. I told him that we lived in separate houses, that I lived in a state over in Texas, and he lived in Texas, but, you know, he would come over and whatever. We'll get into that later. Yeah, it was pretty wild. It's really hard to remember every single thing that was said because it was 2 hours long. I had a 2-hour-long conversation with this guy. So I told him that my husband allowed me to take a vacation from drug selling and etc. for a couple of months. That's why I'm not with him, or he's not with me, or whatever, you know. So as I'm explaining this stuff, he tells me that I sound cute. And thus begins the flirting. Said that I sounded cute, beautiful, all of that stuff. As I'm talking and confessing. So, he asks, do I have drugs in my house? I told him yes. I have 3 kilos of cocaine and 2-gallon bags of weed. I can't remember if there was anything else, but he was like, do you take drugs? I tell him, no, I don't. And he asks, do I drink alcohol? I'm like, oh, no, I don't. Which is true. I don't do that stuff. So, as I'm explaining and, you know, talking and stuff like that, he's asking me questions about my life and, like, all that. He basically stops trying to scam me and just, you know, asks things about me. Like, am I alone in the house? Yes. My husband's in Pennsylvania selling drugs. You know, so I did tell him that my husband drank and did drugs. He asked if I went out to clubs and stuff like that. I said, no, I don't. But my husband does. And he asked, Well, do you feel like, do you feel sad or whatever about your husband going out partying with probably like other females and stuff like that? And I'm like, oh, well, I really don't know how to feel about it, but you know, it happens. Blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, he asked what I was having for dinner. I told him that I was going to have chicken, which wasn't a lie, because I was going to have leftover chicken. And he was like, well, I could come over to your house tonight, bring a bottle of wine, and eat and talk and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Because, I mean, he has a previous address of mine, so, you know, I mean, even if he did and he was here, I was like, oh yeah, go ahead, but I don't drink wine. And he's like, no, it's not wine. And I'm like, so you mean fruit juice, like the fruit juice wine? You know, I don't know, it probably doesn't make sense when I say that. Wine can be referred to as like juice. So, goodness gracious. So, let's get past that. He confessed that he was not American. No duh. But he's from another country. Wanna guess what? Russia. Really? Doesn't sound Russian to me. Anyway, I said, wow, really? My husband is from Russia. That almost raised a red flag, but I made him believe it. So I said he was Russian and Ukrainian. And I talked about a little bit more to really drive in that my husband is Russian and Ukrainian. He believed it. He believed it. I just can't remember what exactly was said, but after that. But eventually, we say goodbye, and he says that he loves me. And that was actually the second or third time he said that. Now, I didn't really respond. I just was like, oh, thank you. Because it's awkward. It's really awkward. Like, why do you say I love you to a person that you don't know? It made me feel really weird. I was like, yeah, thanks, bye. So I'm like, okay, that's the end of it. Thank goodness. A couple of minutes later, I get a call from a different number. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. He said we were disconnected. And I told him, are you sure? You ended the call. You said goodbye. I love you. And I was just so confused. But he denied that he said that. So the conversation continues. Dang it. I can't remember everything, but so, I don't exactly know what happened. I just went to pause the recording to talk to someone. And when I looked back at the phone, it was at the title menu. So I defaulted on that duel that I was going to win. Are you freaking kidding me? That's so irritating. Anyway, he asked how I would I take care of myself. Like, if my husband's gone, who's gonna take care of me? I told him that, my parents, my family is, not that far away. And then, like, he was like, what if you get sick? What if you get cancer? Blah, blah, blah. Because I think something's wrong with my thyroid. And I'm not exactly lying, because I think something is wrong with my thyroid. But I can't exactly do anything about it. Anyway. And then, this is where I really put into it. I say, a family member of mine has cancer, and they're very old and sort of senile, to really play it home, And that, when I was saying that stuff, I sounded very sad. I really played it off. Apparently, I am a very great actress over the phone. So yeah, I say that, that she's going through this older family member is going through chemo. Oop. Did not realize everyone was dead. So eventually he tells me, or he not tells me, but confesses that he works at an illegal company and that he's what people call a scammer. Yeah, I am so surprised. Did not know that. Ha. So he confessed, and I asked about his job. Well, he confessed because I asked about his job. Right now, I don't know he's a scammer. So I asked, what all does he do? And that's when he confessed. So once he revealed himself to be a scammer, I proceeded on a sob story. I told him that this family member that I said had cancer was scammed out of all of her money. I told him that a year ago she had a call about her computer being infected or whatever, and on that computer she had, dang it, I'm gonna lose this. She had a whole bunch of pictures that she didn't know how to back up, and she wanted she didn't want to lose them, basically. So obviously she paid them all of her money, and that the family my family didn't even know it happened until we were trying to pay for her chemo treatments, and noticed that all the money was gone, about $15,000. I didn't want to make it like extraordinarily huge. And I said, it was lost, and that was for her chemo. He was obviously sad to hear it. I said that she has bad memory. She's in her, this family member is in her 80s, and she couldn't explain to us fully what happened or what number it was, etc. He had told me that they only go for rich people. They don't go for the middle class. Okay, how do you know that? How do you know a person is rich or not? You can't go based off of bank accounts. So I asked him that, and he couldn't answer. There's no way to answer that. There's no way. So, he he said he knew it was wrong to scam and that he had guilt. He could be lying, but who knows? But anyway, because I told him, well, what if someone has, $15,000 in their account, but they aren't necessarily rich. They're saving up for, say, a house or medical bills, You can't know. And no one's going to say, yeah, I'm saving this money to buy a house, for my medical bills, etc. Because no one needs to know that. Why should they know that? And he also promised that he was going to leave the company in 1 to 2 months once he gets the money he needs for his dream. I don't know if he said his dream or not, but I'm just like, whatever. So it's nearing the end. Everything's getting kind of blurry. It's just some random chit-chat at this point. So, like, random chit-chat about this fake life of mine. Just craziness. Since, I'm a drug dealer along with my husband. So funny. But anyway, I decide to ask how they get the information about people. How they know who to call. And, everything that they know. He said that they get it from a USA agency. An agency in the US sells these people our information. I asked what agency. He didn't know. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I mean, it's not exactly something they need to know. So, they give out information such as name, age, phone number, your address, and possibly even your income. He couldn't say what agency, He couldn't say anything else. That's all he knew, basically. He told me that it was 2 a.m. where he was. It was in the afternoon where I was. Oh my gosh. And he was talking to a friend. Obviously, they were speaking Indian. An Indian language. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, I was talking to a friend. I was talking to my friend. We're going to play PUBG after this. I was like, oh, wonderful. He was like, do you play PUBG? And I'm like, no, I don't. I play Minecraft. Which is not a lie, because I do. Anyway, that's all he could tell me about his job. And he says that he discards numbers if they yell at him and or say to leave them alone, basically. That's what he says. Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, he could be discarding these numbers, but they could still be in the system. Either that, or it's traded to another illegal company. you know, just going back and forth. It would be nice if they discarded your number and information. So eventually he tells me that he needs to pee and that he's going to hand me off to of his. So anyway, his friend was a big pervert. He was saying that he was going to come to the U.S. in a month. Not a lie, apparently. And that he would come to see me and then pay to kiss me. Ew. What the heck? He was just saying a whole bunch of things. It was really hard understanding him. The line was breaking up and stuff like that. So, the way he was talking, I said, "Are you wanting me to be an escort?" He was like, No, you make it sound bad. Don't make it sound bad. And then after a couple of minutes of talking, he's like, "I can make you feel good." And I'm like, "What does that mean? What do you mean?" And you can only assume what he meant. I knew, but I wanted him to say it. And he did. And I was like, nope, don't say that. Don't talk to me like that. And then he asked how much I get effed up. I'm guessing how often do I do the deed. I just tiptoed around that answer. This is so weird. But eventually the phone is brought back to the original guy, which actually reminds me, the first guy said that we could make babies and they would be the perfect blend of children. What the heck? Don't remember what I said about that. But yeah, that definitely happened. Oh, golly. So I finish off the call by saying to forget my number because I don't like scammers because of what happened to this, family member of mine. I just can't forgive any kind of scammers because I don't want him to continuously call me. And I also said that I had a burner phone. So a temporary phone that I wouldn't have this number for very long. He believed me on that because he wanted a picture of me. This is before he said this was a scam. I said I have a burner phone. I don't have a smartphone. I don't know how I would even do that. So I had to continuously say that I have a smartphone. I don't know if he was trying to snuff out lies and, see if I was lying. But I played it all off and he totally believed me. He gave me his Instagram. I don't have Instagram. I told him that I didn't even have social media. That I have a Facebook page for selling drugs, but that's it. Yep. It's funny. So yeah, he gave me his freaking Instagram. I have it typed up in my Discord. Because I was curious. I seriously don't have Instagram. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to see if he had any remorse at all for what he does. And he quite possibly does. What? So, I was not lying about a family member having cancer. That was not a lie. But the whole getting scammed thing was, I just wanted him to feel, I just wanted him to know that just because someone has a lot of money in their bank account does not mean that they are rich. So, ended it all off, you know. It did the whole thing after that whole conversation. And that's it, pretty much. Confessed to it, to what I was doing. And what's done is done. Haven't got a call back from him. Don't know why he would. But yeah, 2 hours worth of talking with this guy. He even said that he would be really pissed off if his parents or grandparents were caught in a scam. But it just sounds like this is a good paying job and it's really nothing else they can do to, you know, there's nothing more that they can do. There's no jobs that pay well other than scamming, I guess. That's what it sounds like to me. Oh, shoot. Well, I'm losing this. Yep. That's what I get for talking while trying to battle. Alright, yeah, that's my story. This is gonna be a very long video. Oh, goodness! Oh my gosh! It's gonna be a long video. If you stayed for this long to listen to me rambling about what I did, then good on you. I applaud you. If you did, I would like it if you commented what you think. Should I quite possibly record these phone calls? Would you even like that? I don't know. But if I did, I could just mess around on D2 and just put that as a voiceover or something. I don't know. Just tell me what you guys think, because I like messing with scammers. I've been doing that for a while now. And let me tell you, those Indian women are feisty and mean. Whew. Anyway, it's gone on for too long. I will see you guys in the next... I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm being attacked.